Big time recruiting news for Iowa women's basketball. Huge get for Jan Jensen on the transfer portal circuit. And it's another guard from the Southeast. We'll talk about the addition of Central Florida guard Emely Rodriguez, now former Central Florida guard Emely Rodriguez, and what she brings to Iowa. Yet another big time addition for this Hawkeye women's basketball staff. But first, as always, a big shout out and thank you to our sponsors. This time it's Iowa Floor Covering, and they are down in Bondurant, but they can help you regardless of where you live. Give them a call. They can give you great direction, great advice, perhaps even some product assistance. Call them at 515-379-7000. That's 515-379-7000. You can also visit their website, iowafloorcovering.com. Iowa Floor Covering down in Bondurant. So we're talking about Iowa's addition today of former UCF guard Emely Rodriguez. This news breaking earlier this morning. So this isn't going to be a total breakdown of Emily's game, as this is sort of a breaking news reaction video. But I wanted to get something out here before it got too late in the day. What a get for Jan Jensen. Now, Emely Rodriguez visited Iowa back on May 12th. According to reports, she also took official visits during this transfer portal recruitment to Indiana and North Carolina State. Now, she played 1 year at UCF, was all freshman team in that conference, all Big 12 freshman team. And here are some of her accolades per the UCF website. She also tallied 297 points, second most on the team despite missing 5 games due to an injury. Posted her first career double-double in late November, finished with 12 and 12 in that game, tied at number 3 on the night stat chart in rebounds, averaging over 5 per game at just 6 foot tall, brought in 132 boards on the campaign, recorded the highest free throw percentage on the team at 75%. The Knights were not great at the charity stripe, but she was solid. She averaged 12 points in her true freshman year, scored in double figures on 16 different occasions. She was also second on the team in steals, 36 total steals on the season, and had a career high 21 points against Hawkeye rival Iowa State. Yes, Central Florida, part of the Big 12. So here's a bit more as far as information on Emely Rodriguez. She's originally from the Dominican Republic, from La Romana in the Dominican Republic, but played high school basketball in South Florida down in the Miami area. And she had some huge offers out of high school. Let me tell you her top 5. Florida State, UConn, Arizona, South Carolina, and Central Florida. So she ends up going with an in-state school in Central Florida and does really well her true freshman year, but then enters the portal after the 1 year at Central. I mentioned some of her stats. She shot 41% from the field her true freshman year, 33% from 3, averaged over 26 minutes played per game, and had 19 starts, but again, missed 5 games due to injury. Now, here's one concerning stat that certainly true freshmen, young players in general, are sometimes going to struggle with, especially when they handle the ball, and that is turnovers. She averaged 3 turnovers per game. Obviously, there was a period of time, really all year, it got better as the year went on, but Iowa really struggled this past season after losing the ball handling of Molly Davis, Caitlin Clark, Kate Martin, even Gabby Marshall on occasion. They really struggled to protect the ball, even with Lucy Olson and Sydney Afalter. Now they lose Olson and Afalter. Yes, they get chit-chat right from Georgia. We've talked to her and talked about her. Emely Rodriguez stands at 6 foot. I think she's going to see a lot of time at the 3, but she can be versatile. She can probably play anywhere from the 2 to 4 positions. Maybe even Iowa plays her on occasions at the 1. I think she's good enough handling the ball, but she's going to have to protect the ball better than 3 turnovers per game. But she is a true freshman, and that's going to be something that's going to be a point of emphasis on this entire roster heading into year 2 with Jan Jensen as the head coach. You watch her play, she reminds me a bit of Sydney Afalter, and so Iowa's losing Afalter. They obviously need more ball handling with losing Lucy Olson, but losing Afalter from a rebounding perspective, you know, she was just an absolute animal on the glass, especially as her senior year went on. But she was such a leader on and off the court and stands about the same height as Emely Rodriguez. I think Rodriguez is more skilled offensively if you watch her play. She's a better finisher around the rim, although Sydney Falter was not afraid of physicality. I do think that Emely Rodriguez is just more naturally skilled with the ball offensively, has better handles than Sydney Falter, and I think she's got a better looking jump shot. Now, Sydney Falter hit a ridiculous number of threes as the year progressed, and she never forced shots, and I don't think you're going to see Emely Rodriguez. That's not the focus of her game, so I don't expect her to just start jacking a bunch of threes. Whereas Chit Chat Wright is not. I'm not saying she's going to jack a bunch of ill-advised threes, but she's got range and is not afraid to let it fly. Emely Rodriguez was not a high-volume three-point shooter, so I do think she's got a better-looking jump shot than Sydney Falter. The numbers aren't there yet after her true freshman year. She's a better athlete, I believe, than Sydney Falter. She's just not yet the rebounder that a Falter was after playing at Iowa for 4 years, or the steadying force, and I would assume even on and off the court, right? I mean, you can't measure what Sydney Falter brought as far as toughness, physicality. She learned a lot from Kate Martin and Caitlin Clark, but size-wise, rebounding prowess-wise, I think they do mesh. They do resemble one another in some ways, and the potential, I think the upside, the ceiling for Emely Rodriguez is higher than I would have said estimated for Sydney Falter at any point in a Falter's career, and that's no disrespect to Sydney, but just really impressive get for Jan Jensen. And like I said, I mean, she's a 4-star recruit out of high school, had offers from absolute powers, blue bloods, and even after having a terrific true freshman year, I was able to reel her in, second transfer portal ad, with Chit Chat Wright being the other. Now they have one open scholarship left on the roster. Will they use it? We'll find out. 14 players on this roster, very, very young, but a couple of terrific ads. Like I said, I think Emely Rodriguez is going to play a lot at the 3, and we'll see if she plays some 2 or even 4, maybe even 1 at times. But congratulations to Iowa and to Emely Rodriguez, the newest addition to Iowa women's basketball. And it had been kind of quiet since her visit, but she apparently did her due diligence. She's got 3 years of eligibility remaining, and she will be a welcome addition to a fun group in 25-26. Folks, we'll talk more about Emely Rodriguez and the Iowa women's basketball roster and the future. Keep it locked right here. Hit that like button, please. It does help us in the algorithm. Thank you for tuning in, and we will talk to you soon.